resonance. This is the frequency of planet Earth. The Schumann resonance, the frequency of the Earth, is normally around 7.5 hertz. When you see this red, and a lot of red, the Schumann resonance is stirred up. Sometimes well above 40 hertz, like you see right here. This red represents measurements above 40, maybe 50 hertz. And not only are we seeing a disturbance in the frequency of the Earth, we're seeing what looks like some sort of a weird disturbance showing up in these flashing lights that are occurring all around the world. We're going to come back and take a look at that possible disturbance here in a minute. It's as if something's affecting the frequency of these light bulbs, and they're...
Well, it's because, the atmosphere or the magnetosphere is, it's highly magnetized, okay? I told you when Nibiiru had came around last time, it was during the Exodus in the last, and the beings from the stars, they all come, okay? And that's why you are going to see real UFOs, okay? And also, many of them are man-made, many of them, okay? Things I want to really quick get into. I told you that at the time of Moshe, and my family being from Africa, and the magnetosphere weakening, Earth is usually protected from cosmic rays. It's like a big battery is what it is. It sits kind of in the middle of the Earth. Kind of like CERN. Kind of like how particle accelerators work. And I'm just thinking here, with this red and blue and the purple, this told me immediately that a pole shift is coming. And there's been rumors about pole shifts and how they happen and how quick they happen and why animals migrate and Schumann resonance spikes up. And I was told last time this came around, nuclear fuel rods burned for so long, which each coast, east and west coast, are filled with, okay? And at danger of, okay? You're going to see the auroras being seen here in West Virginia. You're also going to be just kind of like people, I told this is the reason for animal migration and animal disruption, because you are destroying literally the ozone and the atmosphere is depleted. Is this the story of Nibiiru and the story of the Anunnaki? I think so. That is the story of us. So CMEs happen, nuclear fuel rods burn, red auroras are seen. Malachi Martin also mentioned that the aurora borealis will be seen. It was seen in West Virginia. This is the return of a solar system that is crossing over and into our system. Okay. Real quick, because I just want to just share a little bit of knowledge. Do you know that there are 30,000 particle accelerators under our feet? Okay? And that the story of Tiamat and Marduk, and the reason why we have the moon, which broke off into the moon, and the cores, they merged in West Africa, which happens to be the kingdom of Kush. Maybe that's the reason why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. How I told you Moses was the king of Kush. And this stuff all had to do with my life. Okay? And my testimony. Also, did you know salt water is a highly conductive, thing that creates electricity naturally? Okay? Did you know the reason for Nibiiru is that they had to shield their atmosphere from this very thing. And they needed gold nanodust and particles to do so. And I will show you something else that will prove what I'm telling you is not a joke or a lie. and neither is my word ever supposed to be joked or lied about. Now let's take a look here. Let's see. Okay, ancient analytical ruins. I don't know why, I have no idea why this, oh, here it is. Huge grid. There it is, sitting right behind the sun, right where it should be. And
something strange appeared near the sun. There was a huge grid pattern appearing in the sun. Well, actually, we would see behind the sun.
Behind the sun.
And Greek customs takes action. Something is happening to the sun, and this is for sure. And you can see the screenshot of a grid pattern for some reason. Lately, there have been some weird activities with violations by serpentine objects in the area around the sun. At the same time, there were reactions from Greek customs, as they are called. Small space battles seem to have taken place there. So what's happening? The channel UFO near sun?
Well, I could tell you that, the mothership comes from right behind the sun. Like I showed you before, if you were actually listening, during magnetic pull, and field reversals, which also CERN also depicted, now that I think of it, CERN depicted a massive CME, happening there, which also kind of maybe is how the Earth is actually projected through this CERN-like device, and which project the Earth, so maybe the whole planet Riz and Nibiiru isn't a lie after all, is it? Or maybe I'm just telling you bullshit as well, and I don't really have time to do that. And they don't know, so they won't tell you. And you won't ever get the answer other than from prophecy, from ancestors, from loved ones passing down this knowledge onto their children to pass on to you guys, which I'm doing as a faithful servant. And this is where night turns into day, written about also in Zechariah, where internet will shut down, geomagnetic storms will happen, and those gold shields will falter and they will be nothing. Because there's another system inbound. Do you understand that? A rogue system. Communications will shut off. This is the red dragon. Like light bulbs switch when weakened, flickering Earth like a light bulb. That's the reason why you see the purple lights and the flickering lights, And they're probably guarding nuclear sites and the reason for those drones. That's my explanation, And just to finish this up, the Anunnaki story of us, you have to understand that they bombed volcanoes on purpose to get the gold from them. Because volcanic eruptions, have gold and metal properties that are conductive and conductors like, gold is. And things will slow down, and it happens slow. And also, did you know that they found and they recognized, studying the clay tablets of the Sumerian clay tablets, where the Anunnaki say they're from? They found that iron particles were magnetized. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Also, this is Chan Thomas in his book. He wrote about Adam and Eve and the pole shift, and CIA, of course, was after it. They're after everything, including the Nimrod dream tablet, according also his DNA and transhumanism. And I learned all this information from a guy named Malachi Zayork, who taught me years and years and years ago. This was also last seen in around the time of World War II. NASA, every space agency, whatever, they track this. They know about it. They don't want you to know about it, though. And I'm the only one on here telling you about it, I think. Because people are scared to speak out, apparently. The great prophet Elijah Muhammad saw this, spoke of it, Ezekiel's whale, and it's spoken that 60% of these UFOs are man-made. Yahweh has a UFO as well, and I saw it. I told you, it came down, impregnated a woman, and shined its light upon me, and told me that it had been I don't know how many years, 20,000 years since he had met an individual like me, a 72 like me, which happens to be plus 72 is 144, and the once in every 7,200 year sign that I told you about, Revelation 12, okay? Okay, to finish this up, aerospace, air in motion, the air. Remember I was telling you about the air? No air in space, though. So that's how you can tell the difference between a real UFO and a fake one. Like I said, Yahweh has a UFO that defies imagination. The USA is Babylon, okay? And the mother planet and Africa and the Kushite kingdom where I'm from and my family and everything like that, it's the city of God, okay? The New Jerusalem, the glorious inheritance, the crystal city, the craft that comes down. You know, the Elohim are the ones that took Enoch, okay? Not anybody else. God had took him. The Elohim had took him. The powerful ones had taken him and showed him on a craft, a spaceship. Okay, another thing. To finish this up, God is always coming in and out of motion. Energy in motion, remember it, E equals MC squared. So that would mean God is a man. Who is the man I told you that Moses had the same DNA as? Oh, I think I told you, God. And that is why I give and send this law out and this word out as a testimony to wake up and to make sure anybody that thinks they has truth, listen to what I'm saying to you. Because that's probably the real truth. I actually would listen to what I'm saying. But hey, you do whatever you want, man. You do. I'm good. I told you. I'm from a Kushite race of people, Kemetic people that hold the real knowledge in Africa, where you have abandoned my people and left them to die because of white European rich men and laws and things that go against nature and against the laws of nature and the universe. Okay, and the Nibiiru. Okay? My family knows me. The question is, on this Ishtar Sunday, who are you and what are you doing? We're all equal here. And remember, truth is truth and I never tell lies.